everyone, welcome back to GK Today. I am Nuzhat and in this video we'll cover the current affairs. Before we move ahead, let me inform you that these questions are part of our daily 20 MCQ series 2022 in the GK Today's Android application. So if you are looking for the text version of these questions and their explanations along with the interactive quiz, you may consider joining our daily 20 MCQ series in the GK Today Android application. In this course in app, you get daily 20 MCQs, a fortnightly quiz, a monthly revision document, and also category-wise revision e-books that are optimized for reading on mobile. You are also able to access all archives of questions from January 2020 onwards. And let me tell you one more thing. If you want the Hindi version of this session, you can refer to our former channel named as GK Today. The link has been given in the description box from where you can reach to. So without taking much of your time, let's get started. Good morning everyone. Welcome back to GK Today. And today we'll be discussing most important MCQs for 3rd of March 2022. Starting with very first question, what is the theme of the National Science Day 2022? So National Science Day is celebrated on 28th of February in India to recognize the contributions of scientists towards the development of the country. So basically in the year 1928, Indian physicist C.V. Raman made an important discovery in the field of spectroscopy, which was named as Raman effect. Okay, so the theme for this year was Integrated Approach in Science and Technology for Sustainable Future. Now apart from it, 27th of February is observed as World NGO Day in several countries across the world. So it aims to create awareness about this sector and encourage people across the world who work in the NGO sector. Okay. Then Marathi Bhasha Divas, or you can say Marathi Day, is celebrated on 27th of February every year on the birth anniversary of eminent Marathi poet Vishnu Vaman Shirvatkar. Okay, so he was also called as Kusumagraj, and his works including Vishakha 1942 inspired people into the Indian freedom movement, and also he was the recipient of several state awards and national awards including Sahitya Academy Award and Padma Bhushan and Jananpith Award. Okay, so you have to remember that Vishnu Vaman Shirvatkar is associated with literature field. Now World Day of Social Justice is observed on 20th of February every year, and main objective is to raise a voice against the social injustice and to bring various communities together and eliminate poverty, discrimination, illiteracy, etc. to make a socially integrated society. What was the theme for this year? Achieving social justice through formal employment. Okay, you have to tell me, when do we observe Minorities Rights Day? Do let me know in the comments. Question number 2. What does S stand for in Swift Financial Messaging Service? So basically SWIFT system stands for Society for Worldwide Interbank Financial Telecommunication. Okay, listen again. Society for Worldwide Interbank Financial Telecommunication. So it is the world's leading provider of secure financial messaging service. So recently what happened is US and European Union have decided to cut off a number of Russian banks from the SWIFT platform, and the assets of Russia's central bank are also expected to be frozen to restrict the Russia's ability to access its overseas reserves that it has created. Okay, so here correct answer is society. Now apart from it, International Atomic Energy Agency's 35 nation board of governors has called for an emergency meeting about Ukraine, and board members Canada and Poland called the meeting at the request of Ukraine, which is not on the board as well. Okay, talking about International Atomic Energy Agency, it is an international organization which seeks to promote peaceful use of nuclear energy and to inhibit its use for nuclear weapons. Headquarters lies in Vienna. Now another important news about Ukraine is Operation Ganga is the name of the initiative that is launched by the government of India to bring back the Indians that have been stranded in Ukraine. Okay, so far India has brought back more than 1,000 of its nationals from the country, and it has also set up 24/7 control centers to assist in the evacuation of Indians through the border crossing points with Hungary, Poland, Romania and Slovak Republic. Okay. So if you are asked that what is the name of the initiative that has been launched by India to bring back the Indians that have been stranded in Ukraine, answer is Operation Ganga. Now the world's largest aircraft named as AN-225. Nickname is Mriya, or you can say Dream. It was owned by Ukraine and it was destroyed during the Russian invasion. So during the Russian assault, the aircraft was stationed at the Antonov airport for maintenance work, and Antonov is a Ukrainian aircraft manufacturing and services company and headquarters lies in Kyiv in Ukraine. Okay. So simply you can be asked that the world's largest aircraft AN-225 was owned by which country? Answer is Ukraine. Question number 3. Millennium Challenge Corporation is an initiative of which country? So MCC, created by the US in 2004, offers large grants to support economic growth. So recently what happened is Nepal's parliament has approved a $500 million grant in spite of several street protests and opposition in the country. And Nepal signed the US government's MCC Pact in the year 2017 to fund the infrastructure project, but its ratification was not made due to the divisions within the political parties. Okay. So talking about US President Joe Biden has nominated Ketanji Brown Jackson to be the first black woman in US history to serve on the nation's High Court. And earlier she has served as a US District Judge for the District of Columbia from 2013 to 2021. Okay. Do remember this name is quite important and you have to tell me who is the first black woman to be minted on US coin. Now USA based Boeing has recently delivered 12th P-8I maritime patrol aircraft to the Indian Navy, and in the year 2016 Ministry of Defense entered into an agreement with the company for delivery of additional aircrafts to the Indian Navy. So the aircraft has exceptional maritime surveillance capabilities and it has also anti-submarine warfare capabilities and has been extensively used by India for disaster relief and humanitarian missions. Now, a few days back also we have seen that USA has unveiled the ambitious Competence Act of 2022. What does Competence stands for? Creating opportunities for manufacturing, preeminence in technology and economic strength. So it proposed to open up new arenas for talented individuals from across the world with a new startup visa. So this will focus more on semiconductor production basically there in USA. Okay. Question number 4. What is the revised compensation to the kin of hit and run victims in case of death? So Road Transport and Highways Ministry has notified compensation to victims of hit and run motor accident scheme, and it shall come into force from 1st of April 2022. So as per the new scheme, the compensation to the kin of hit and run victims will be increased to 2 lakh rupees in case of death from this timeline. Earlier, this value was just 25,000 rupees. Okay, and the compensation to a person sustaining grievous injuries in a hit and run case will increase to 50,000 from earlier 12,500 rupees. Okay. Now, apart from it, Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Act scheme is the flagship scheme of Ministry of Rural Development. And from the next financial year, the center will not give funds for this particular scheme to the states that do not appoint ombudspersons in 80% of their districts where the scheme has been applied. So do remember that states are basically mandated to appoint the ombudsperson for each district to receive the grievances and pass awards. Fine. Now, apart from it, Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman has allocated 48,000 crore rupees towards completion of 80 lakh houses under Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana in the rural and urban areas during 2022 to 23 budget. Okay. So recently the ministry has approved the project proposals for more than 60,000 houses across 5 states. Which are these 5? Andhra Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Himachal Pradesh, Karnataka and Rajasthan. Okay. Also do remember that central government has recently set the target for replacing diesel with renewable energy in the agricultural sector by which year? By 2024. Okay. Question number 5. Which tennis player won the Mexican Open title 2022? So Rafael Nadal defeated Cameron Norris to win the Mexican Open 2022, and also he extended his best ever start of his career at 15-0 as he won his 91st ATP title. So Nadal won his third title in the year 2022, including the Australian Open, for his record 21st Grand Slam singles title. Carlos Alcaraz from Spain has clinched the Rio Open tennis title after defeating Diego Schwartzman in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. And with this, he became the youngest ATP 500 champion. Okay. Then we have talked about Sakibul Ghani, because he became the first player in the history of cricket to score a triple century on his first class debut. Okay. Also to remember that Haryana has defeated Indian Railways to win the men's title in Senior National Volleyball Championship 2021-22. Similarly, in women's category, Kerala team has defeated the Indian Railways to lift this trophy. Fine. So basically 70th Senior National Volleyball Men's and Women's Championship 2021-22 was held at the Biju Patnaik Indoor Stadium in Bhubaneswar. Okay. Apart from all these things, do remember that Rishabh Pant wins the Test Batting Award and helped India to win the Border Gavaskar Trophy 2021. Can you tell me which player has been adjudged as Captain of the Year? Please let me know in the comments. Question number 6. Which is the largest exported items among all fresh food category from India? So India's export of fresh fruits has witnessed considerable growth during 2020-21. And India's major exporting destinations of fresh food were, first of all, Bangladesh, then Netherlands, after that UAE. Okay. So fresh grape is the largest exported items among all fresh food category. And during this period, the export value of fresh grapes was $314 million. And the export of guavas from India sees a growth of 260% since 2013. Okay. Now let's talk about some of the important GI tagged products. Okay. So first of all, GI tagged sweet dish Mihri Dana from the state of West Bengal was exported to the country Bahrain in order to promote indigenous and GI tagged products. Then GI certified jasmine flowers from the state of Tamil Nadu were exported to US and UAE last year. Okay. Then GI certified Bhalia variety of wheat from the state of Gujarat were exported to the countries Kenya and Sri Lanka. After that, we have exported Jalgaon banana to the country Dubai. India exported GI certified Jardalu mangoes which belong to Bihar to the country UK. And also we have exported one more product from Bihar named as Shahi Lichi. This also goes to UK. Do remember that last year Jammu Kashmir got the GI tag for Gakki mushrooms, while Tamil Nadu got the GI tags for Karupur Kalamkari paintings and Kalla Kuruchi wood carvings. Both of these products belong to the state of Tamil Nadu. Now let's see some more important GI tags which are frequently asked in the exams. First is Kandhamal Haldi. It is very common and this belongs to Odisha. Then second is Tirur Betel leaf. It belongs to Kerala. After that, third is Kaji Nimu. It is a variety of lemon actually and it belongs to Assam. Then next is Muga silk. Muga silk is again from Assam. And there are few products from Bihar which are quite important. For example, Katarni rice. Then there is Magahi pan and a sweet dish named as Silao Khaja. Okay. So these products belong to Bihar. Okay. Question number 7. Hemananda Biswal was the first tribal chief minister of which state? So Odisha's first tribal chief minister as well as last Congress chief minister of the state, Hemananda Biswal, passed away recently. And in the year 1995, he was made Deputy Chief Minister by J.B. Patnaik. And also he was elected to the Odisha Assembly in the year 1974 from Laikera constituency. And he was also elected to the Assembly as MLA 6 times from the same seat. And in the year 2009, he was elected as MP from Sundargarh. Only thing relevant is he was the first tribal chief minister of Odisha. Now apart from it, second South Asian Athletics Federation Cross Country Championship and the 56th National Cross Country Athletics Championship will be held in Kohima on 26th of March. And this tournament will be the first ever international athletics event in Nagaland. Okay. Now earlier we have seen that Supreme Court has recently scrapped the condition imposed by Maharashtra authorities that limited the number of female and male performers in the orchestra bars to 4 each. So the court said that the cap directly transgresses the fundamental rights of the performers as well as the license owners under Article 15 and 19 of the Indian Constitution. Fine. And also India will host the 2023 IOC session in Mumbai. And this session will be held in May or June next year. So it will include election for the host country for 2030 Winter Olympics and sports program for Los Angeles 2028 Olympic Games. Fine. Question number 8. Which institution released a report on climate change that is dubbed as Atlas of Human Suffering? So the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change of the United Nations released the second part of its 6th assessment report named as Climate Change 2022 Impacts, Adaptation and Vulnerability. Okay. So also it was called an Atlas of Human Suffering as per the United Nations head. So this report was compiled by 270 authors from 67 countries, and as per the report, cities which house more than half of the world's population are at the highest risk from climate change. Now apart from it, Economic Intelligence Unit has recently released the Democratic Index report for 2021, and in this ranking Norway was at the top, then at second place it was New Zealand, then it was further followed by Finland, Sweden and then Iceland. Do remember that India's rank in this report was 46th. Now India ranks 4th in the Global Entrepreneurship Report Monitor 2021-2022 report. And topper country in this was Saudi Arabia, then it was followed by Netherlands and then Sweden. Also India has improved its overall intellectual property index score. And now our country ranks at 43 among 55 countries. So this index was released by the Global Innovation Policy Center of US Chamber of Commerce, and the top 5 countries were US, UK, then Germany, Sweden and then France. Question number 9. Which country has been hit by extraordinary rains called rain bombs? So Australia has been hit by rain bombs which caused evacuations and power outages. So Australia's third most populous city, Brisbane, was most hit by the rains which brought record flooding to some east coast areas and killed nearly 8 people. So the flooding in Brisbane and its surrounding is said to be the worst since 2011. And the rainfall over Brisbane has been extraordinary and hence it is called as rain bomb. Now apart from it, Australia's Online Safety Act has recently come into effect, which was passed in the month of July last year. So now the act allows the adults to report cases of online bullying there in Australia to the E-Safety Commissioner. So now the E-Safety Commissioner is empowered to order social media websites to take down the content related to bullying against the Australian adults, and content shall be removed within 24 hours. And in case they fail to do so, they will face fines up to 555,000 rupees. $555,000. Okay. Now also recently Australia has launched a new plan to protect the climate ravaged Great Barrier Reef. And for this, government has launched a $700 million package for protecting the Great Barrier Reef in a hope of preventing the vast network of corals from being removed from the World Heritage List of UNESCO. Okay, do you remember that this Great Barrier Reef is the world's largest coral reef? Actually, United Nations had earlier threatened to downgrade the World Heritage listing of this reef in the year 2015, and that's why Australia had created a Reef 2050 plan and invested billions of dollars into its protection. Fine. So these are the two things why Australia was in news. Now let's see the last question. Which country launched a rocket to place record 22 satellites in space? So China recently launched a Long March 8 rocket to place 22 satellites in space, setting a domestic record for the most spacecraft launched by a single rocket. So these satellites will be used for commercial remote sensing services, marine environmental monitoring, forest fire prevention and disaster mitigation. Fine. Now apart from it, an ice wall climbing competition was organized by the Northwest Frontier ITBP force in Ladakh. ITBP stands for Indo-Tibetan Border Police. And this competition was held in collaboration with the Ladakh Mountaineering Guide Association. So this is the first time that an ice climbing competition was organized in India. So you can be asked that which state or union territory hosted India's first ice wall climbing competition? Answer is Ladakh. Now a special logo has been unveiled to commemorate 75 years of diplomatic relations between India and Belgium. Actually, Belgium was among the first European countries to have bilateral relations with India, and the logo is a peacock with national flags of both the countries, and the Belgian royal family has led the economic delegations to India. Now apart from all these things, do remember that New Development Bank is set to become the first multilateral agency to open an office in the GIFT. What is GIFT? Gujarat International Finance Technology City. So NDB also expects to partner with the newly formed National Bank for financing infrastructure and development to support important infrastructure projects in India. Fine. Now let's start with today's quiz. Here on the slide you can see 5 questions which have been taken from the past 2-3 days current affairs. Pause the video and try to solve each of these questions, and at the end of the lecture do not forget to share your scores in the comment section. So please be honest and do not cheat with yourself. So that's it for today. I hope you have liked the session. These were the important news and events from today, and we will meet again tomorrow with some more important current affairs. Till then, stay tuned. Thank you so much for watching, and please do not forget to subscribe to GK Today. With this, Nuzhat signing off.